Hello everyone, my name is Hope and welcome back to my channel. I like musicals, they're a big part of my life. Today we're going to talk about Glee. I don't know why I hesitated on saying Glee, but I did. Deal with it. So bonjour, you may be wondering, Hope, why are you stood up? I don't think you've ever stood up for a single video. And I'll tell you as to why. Pretty simple answer, I don't have a chair. Don't know where all the chairs have gone, don't have a chair. So I'm currently stood. I could have sat on the floor, but it was just a weird angle and it was even weirder than this already is. Deal with it. But yes, today we're going to talk about Glee. I don't know how long for, and I think it's a dangerous game allowing me to pace, because if anyone knows anything about me, I cannot stand still. So yeah, I am at City once again. What a surprise. And yes, this is a halt, and I can literally do this. Oh, this was a mistake. You shouldn't have let me stand up. I just have to move around. But I'm going to get to talking about Glee in a minute, I promise. So yes, today I'm going to talk about Glee. Don't know what, but I was talking about Glee earlier and I was like, oh, let's talk about Glee now, why not? So, before we get into this video, remember that you can like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Follow me on my social medias, which is XWilson on Instagram and HopeWilson45 on Twitter and TikTok. I forgot what Twitter was called. Yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it and let's talk about some Glee. Okay, so let's talk about some favourites to start off, you know? Best season, season 3. West Side Story, yes please. Racially, it's questionable, right? It's never not going to be questionable. But we ignore that for the sake of we get to see Blaine as Tony and we get to see Santana as Anita. And in my world, there's nothing better. Also, the Mike Chang storyline. I'm a big Mike Chang stan. He's actually one of my favourite characters and he's so irrelevant. But Harry Shum Jr., I love him. So that whole storyline, I was eating it up, yum, 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 tasty. I was having a great time. Least favourites. I don't like Artie. This is truly a mistake. I shouldn't be pacing this much. I don't like Artie. I cannot tell you as to why. I just think he's boring and annoying. And this has nothing to do with Kevin McHale. He's a slay. We love him. But like, what boring character, man. Like, they really said everything we do is pretty much going to be about your wheelchair. You know, pushing him into the pool. It's an iconic clip nonetheless, but still. Or when Quinn gets into a car accident and is in a wheelchair for 3 episodes and they get them both to sing I'm Still Standing. Do you remember when Josh Groban was just randomly in the first season of Glee? Who's Josh Groban? Kill yourself. Dudes, this was a mistake. You can't let me stand up. I just become unhinged. Like, what is this video? Anyway, let's carry on. What are some things I think are really iconic about Glee? Sue Sylvester, I feel like is an iconic star. Love her, you know? She gets married to herself. She commits suicide. That's just how Sue sees it. There is many an iconic moment from Sue when she's pushing people down the stairs. What's not to love? Do you know what I mean? When Rachel sends Sunshine to a crack house because they sang Telephone together and she felt threatened. Iconic. When they shoot one of the Cheerios out of a cannon. Iconic. Oh, Mercedes and Kurt joining the Cheerios and singing 4 Minutes by Madonna and Justin Timberlake. Yes, please. Iconic moment. Like, seriously. Like, that deserves to go in the Hall of Fame. Loved it. I also love season 2. Kurt joining the Warblers and that whole thing. I mean, maybe it's just because I love Blaine so much, but like the Blaine Kurt, yes please. Like early Blaine and Kurt, freaking love it. Tell you what I don't love though, Karofsky. Need any more be said? What a sucky character. Cough syrup, heartbreaking. Like, don't get me wrong, literally was like on the floor like, Jesus Christ, this is where this is going. Like, how did we get from grilled cheeses to this? But yeah, what a horrible character. Why does he end up dating fucking Blaine later on? What was that about? I did not sign off on that. No one in the Glee fandom signed off on that, alright? Also, the name New Directions is really dumb, and I'll say that. You know, One Direction was supposed to be called New Direction, but they didn't do that because they thought it was dumb, and I agree. I think it's dumb. Let's go in a new direction. That means change. Like, change the name. Change it, please. I think Santana is just a pretty iconic character. I feel like, even though Quinn is the head of the Holy Trinity, which if you don't know is Quinn, Santana, and Brittany, Santana was always kind of the head because she was always the boss-ass bitch. She will scrap you like they do in Lima High. Iconic bitch. What can I say? Flicking back to Blaine and Kurt, I almost called them Blurt and Kane. Blaine and Kurt. I love them singing You Make Me Feel So Young. Like, yes please. It's actually one of my favourite songs ever, and their cover of it, one of my faves ever. Also, I stand by it, Kurt should have got into Niada, like he should have, over Rachel. I'm sorry, like, yes, Rachel has a ton of extracurriculars or whatever, but she's boring. She's so boring. She's the same as every brown-eyed, brown-haired, 5'5" person who auditions for drama school. Am I one of those people? Yes. Yes, I am. But that just proves my point. She is so normal. Kurt, I don't think you could call him normal if you tried. He's iconic. Do you remember that time that they banned tater tots from the cafeteria and Mercedes went on a strike to get tater tots in the cafeteria and she thought broccoli was a toilet brush? Crazy times. Or the time when they made that a cappella group and it was Mr. Schuster, Finn, Puck and someone else that I can't remember the name of, and they were called the Acafellas, and 2 of them were minors and one of them was his teacher and everyone was just seemingly okay with that. Or when Sam became a stripper and was a minor. Anyone remember that? Also, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I think Santana is the understudy. It kind of ate, and I was kind of up for it. And I get everyone was like, but Rachel was born to play Fanny Bryce. Leah Michelle was born to play Fanny Bryce. I don't care. Like, I actually couldn't care less. You know, you don't go treating everybody horribly in your real life and get what you want. Like, she literally had her cake and ate it too, and I was not there for it. I was not a supporter. And I'll say it, don't be a racist. Maybe I'll want things for you. Who knows? I will also say, I cannot remember what their name is off the top of my head, but when Shelby started the new girl band with Mercedes and Santana, like, I'm sorry, they should have won that Nationals. They should have. And I'll say it. I'll say it again and again, because that was iconic. I also feel like one thing that Glee was like heavily known for was its mashups. I Feel Pretty Unpretty, love. Heads Will Roll, Thriller. It was that, wasn't it? That was iconic also. Just all of the mashups. Like, give me a mashup any day of the week. It's always better than the original. Am I lying? Decide for yourself. Also, how are Leah Michelle and Idina Menzel not related? Their last names rhyme. They look the same. They sang Poker Face. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? They look the same. How are they not related? One moment I feel like that doesn't get spoken about enough, which everyone's probably going to disagree with me. When Tina hits her head in the fountain and everyone switches lives, iconic episode. And it's really not to be confused with when Blaine hits his head and everyone turns into a puppet and sings What Does the Fox Say? Oh, it's my favourite. I think it's so funny. Like, of course that would happen. Of course everyone would become a puppet except for Blaine and we'd get like a Muppets episode. Why not? In the Glee world, I feel like there's not enough notability on teachers and like safeguarding. Like, William McKinley High School is well and truly one of the least safest places to be when it comes to teachers. Sue Sylvester chucking students downstairs and trashing the place. Figgins, we icon but weak link, you know? $, huh? He's not going to save you in a fight. Who is? Shoelace. What's he going to do? He can't even speak Spanish. What's he going to do? Then Terry, the nurse, and his wife who lied about her pregnancy, which is a whole other thing, but then was like actively giving kids like shady stuff. And also when Mr. Schuster planted drugs on Finn in the first episode and threatened him so that he would join the Glee Club. Or Sandy, red flag, Roz, icon, but also kind of a red flag, let's be honest. Like, when will it end? When will these kids be safe from the people that are supposed to keep them safe? Like, you know what I mean? Also, I think Finn is kind of a wet wipe, and I'll say it. Like, I feel like he had no personality. Like, he felt like Rachel's boyfriend or Quinn's ex, or... Do you know what I mean? I feel like he just didn't have enough storylines of his own. Like, all the storylines he was just involved in were all about other people. Like, oh, his mum and getting with Kurt's dad. Oh. Like, the only thing that I really remember them being about him was fucking grilled cheeses. And it was about a grilled cheese with Jesus' face on it. What do you mean? I also think Tina Cohen-Chang is the underrated MVP of Glee. Like, come on now. Hung Up. What a tune. And she ate it up every time. Every time she got a solo, she ate it up. But they just never gave it the time of day. And I think that's a shame. Every little thing that I say I do, I'm hung up on you. Do you know I have pug socks on? I literally have pug socks on. I'm not going to come any closer because I don't need to put my feet on the internet any more than I already have, but that was for you. Did you guys like the newbies? I personally was kind of indifferent. Unique? Yes, please. Marley could get by. Ryder, don't care. Jake, don't care. All the others clearly don't care enough because I do not remember who they were. Like, I remember Kitty, and like Science Still Delivered was a great time, but she was just another rehash, wasn't she? So, like, at least the other two were kind of like their own person. But even then, like, the way Marley was treated was just kind of criminal behaviour, to be honest. And like, I mean, yeah, Unique was my fave. Fucking loved her. Also, Alex Newell. I do just love Alex Newell, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they could probably hit me with a car and I'd be alright with that. But like, the singing. Ooh, so good. Every little thing that I say I do. Do you know one thing I really do find weird? The fact that Rachel carried Blaine and Kurt's baby Do you know what I mean? Like, they were kind of a thing. Like, Rachel and Blaine, like, when he thought he was bi, they were kind of a thing. I would feel weird about that. Also, I don't think Rachel would say yes. I think she's too preoccupied with her own life. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was on Broadway. She had a TV show. Like, she was busy, but she was okay to carry someone else's child. I just don't think it's a her move, you know? And I think there's probably better options. Can I tell you who the better options are? No. But that just felt so rogue to me. Also, double wedding. I feel like Santana and Brittany would just kind of be up for it, but I do feel like Kurt would enjoy planning his own wedding. And he wouldn't want to share that with someone else. He would want to live his best life in his half suit, half dress, like he did with Victoria. Or the candles when he was Phantom of the Opera. Or the gold sparkly pants when he did The Boys from Oz. He had many an option. Like, I just don't think he would have shared his wedding day. Tell you what was iconic, and there is many an iconic moment in Glee, because I could just go on forever, but Emma Pillsbury singing Not Getting Married Today, what is the, guys, my brain is gone and forgotten the actual title of the song, but it's from Company, which is my favourite show, if you didn't know, and she sings it, like, so far up-tempo, it's crazy, like, I think I would have had an aneurysm if that were me. And obviously she gets to record it, but still, icon for that. Iconic musical behaviour. And I do just generally find when they sing musical theatre, it was always kind of better. Maybe that's because I kind of hate pop music. Maybe it's that. But I just always had a good time. Always a fun little time when it came to Glee. I just think there's many an iconic thing that has happened with Glee. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could just talk about all the different moments that have somehow happened over the 6 seasons that there were. Like, what do you think? Do you think, like, who do you think is the most iconic character? Who do you think is not? I can tell you who I do. Artie. I didn't say it, you didn't hear it, never mind. But, like, what was this video? I feel like this video was just me being unhinged and talking about Glee for 15 minutes, but why not? Why effing not? That is going to be the title of this video, probably, because what the fuck is this? But I'm being watched from the window, and it's the most awkward thing. So I'm going to end out this video. So, thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you feel like it. Keep enjoying musicals as much as me, and I'll see you in the next one.